Hey, what's up guys? Jimbo here. Got another knife review for you today. Today we're going to be taking a look at one that I've actually had in my collection for quite some time, probably over a year, and have carried it on and off here and there, and just never seem to be able to get around to doing the review on it. Something else always comes up, and this just kind of gets pushed to the wayside, but I was determined to do the review on this one as many of my peers and friends here on YouTube have done it, but I hope I can offer you a little bit of a unique perspective on this and maybe a little bit of insight, so I hope you enjoy this review. Okay, today we're going to be taking a look at the Ontario Rat 1 folder. A lot of you are probably familiar with this one. Like I said, many of my buddies here on YouTube have reviewed this one, so there's definitely a lot of videos and information out there on it. This knife was originally conceived as a partnership through Ontario Knives and the Rat Company, RAT, Randall's Adventure Training. They're in a wilderness and survival kind of training outfit, and they made their foray into knives, making the Rat 1, the Rat 3, the Rat 6, so on and so forth. But they actually no longer call themselves that, as again I'm sure a lot of you are probably aware. They call themselves SE Knives, E-S-E-E, and they basically made equivalent versions of their classic Rat knives into the SE line, as well as some new things. So by all means, go ahead and check them out. And as always, let's go ahead and jump right into the specifications here. Closed length comes in at 5 inches, blade length 3.5 inches, overall length 8.5 inches. Weight comes in at a hefty 5 ounces. The blade material on this is AUS8, which is a Japanese steel. The shape on this is a drop point, kind of a conventional old school folder kind of drop point. Features a full flat ground, so excellent blade geometry for slicing purposes. I apologize, Ontario does not give the dimensions as far as the blade thickness on this, but I've compared this to some of my other knives, and I'm pretty sure it's almost exactly 1/8 inch thick. So you got pretty decently thick blade stock on this guy. The handle scales are made of Zytel. It's got a very, very smooth texture to it, which I actually kind of like. It feels really, really comfortable in your hands. This is put together with Torx screws, featuring a full flow-through design, so you can take this apart, take the handle scales off, and clean it without issue. You've got a pretty average sized lanyard hole back there. You could probably squeeze 550 in there without having to take the strands out. It'd be a bit of a tight fit. This does feature a 4-way adjustable pocket clip, tip up, tip down, left, right. Got everybody covered. Excellent job on that. The pocket clip itself does feature the black coating on it, the same as the blade on this one in particular, featuring the Randall's Adventure Training, or now SE logo. The logo is also featured there on the blade, as well as the Rat Model 1 AUS8. This does feature pretty generous sized dual thumb studs. I mean, look at those guys. They pretty big and hefty on those. Another point of note, and this is somewhat of an oddity in the folding knife world, is you've actually got dual pivot screws. You don't really often see that. It's very, very, very unusual. I think I only own maybe 2 or 3 knives that actually feature something like that. The opening mechanism is fitted with phosphor bronze washers, so it does smooth out the opening a little bit. Good stuff on that. This is a liner lock knife, and it actually features a really, really thick and sturdy liner lock. This is definitely one of the stronger liner locks I've ever seen, which would bring me to, I'm not really going to call this a hit on the knife, but definitely a point of note for those of you out there who are considering purchasing this knife. The liner lock on this is extremely stiff due to it being made very, very strong. So some would call that a plus because the liner itself and the lock itself is very, very sturdy and very strong. But at the same time, when it comes to EDC functions, one of the measures of a great EDC knife, at least in my opinion, is ease of opening, ease of closing. While this is relatively easy to open once you get this braked in and maybe put some lubricant in the opening mechanism, the closing is kind of hit and miss. Sometimes it's difficult to close, sometimes it's not, but the weight of the liner, it just has so much spring tension behind it that you really got to push in there sometimes to get it to close. Blade centering on this, I don't know what else to call that other than dead center. Excellent job on that one, Ontario and Rat. Jimping on this, pretty rock solid actually. I'm not normally a huge nitpicker when it comes to jimping because of the types of knives that I like to carry, but on this one in particular, it pretty much digs into your hand, gets you a nice solid grip. You get a very generous finger choil down here, so the ergonomics and the feel of the knife in your hand is very, very solid. It feels very, very secure, and it's just made to be held. This knife is manufactured in Taiwan, so for those of you who only buy USA-made knives, sorry. But, however, so far from what I've noticed, the quality control on these is pretty good. I really haven't had an issue or noticed any flaws in particular with either of these. The assembly and construction of them seems to be on point. A quick point of note on the deployment of this knife: while you do have a pretty generous cutout here to get your thumb behind, and you would think it'd be really easy to kind of pop this open and get your thumb behind it there, sometimes it can be kind of difficult because the detent on this is actually pretty solid, to the point where it can sometimes be difficult to deploy. I found that pushing it from back here, as you can see, I'm putting tension on it right now with my thumb. You see my thumbnail bending. Can be a little bit finicky at best. I find the deployment to be much easier if you put your thumb underneath the thumb stud, push up and out in an arcward motion on the thumb stud, and then it just flies open. Reminds me a lot of the Dozer Hunter folder, because you really don't have any real estate back here behind the thumb stud. You kind of have to do the exact same thing. For the lockup on this guy, I really don't have any other way to describe it other than outstanding. Absolutely no side to side, no up and down play. I mean, this thing locks up like a bank vault. This is available in several colors and finishes. As you can see, we got the black on black, the black coating on the blade, black Zytel handle. I've also got the OD green with the satin finish on the blade. This is also available in a desert tan handle. And you can, the desert tan, you can get in either satin or black finishes. So lots of options, good stuff for collectors. Great job on that one. Alright, we'll do some quick size comparisons here. We'll use the Odoo Green model for display purposes. Spyderco Paramilitary 2, Benchmade 940, and last but not least, the Kershaw Clash. We'll get into the carry view here. Start out with the black one. The in and out of your pocket is actually nice and smooth because of the Zytel handle scale being so smooth, so it doesn't eat up your pockets when it's going in and out. Again, 4-way adjustable pocket clip, tip up, tip down, left, right. They've got everybody covered on this one. The ride is a little bit higher than I would like it to be. It could be just a little bit lower, but again, it's not to the point where I feel it's uncomfortable or obnoxious. However, because you're dealing with a 5-ounce weight on this thing, this is not a knife that's going to disappear in your pocket. You're definitely going to know it's there. I don't feel it to be overly excessive, but in the particular dimensions that this knife is, for a 3.5-inch knife, 5 ounces is definitely on the heavy side, so just take that for what it's worth. And just for kicks, we'll throw in the OD Green one. Gotta love that OD Green. Good job, Ontario. Alright, we'll do a quick cutting demonstration here. Try the black one. I have used this one for quite a while and I have not resharpened it, so we'll see how it holds up. Not bad. Oh, that's pretty good actually. And we'll do the green one just for kicks. I haven't had this one this long, and the blade is on the factory edge. Wow, look at that. I'm not having to push hard at all on that. Just eating it up. Great job, Ontario. Bottom line, I think the Ontario Rat 1 is definitely a high value, low cost, solid option for what I would consider to be a hard use folder. I know you wouldn't normally equate a liner lock with a hard use knife, but this is definitely one of the strongest liner locks I've ever seen. Very, very thick stock on this used to keep it open and keep it nice and secure. When you pop that sucker open, I don't think you have to worry too much about this thing collapsing on you as long as you're not being aggressively hard on it. You know, again, it is a folding knife at the end of the day. Right around the $30 to $35 option, considering what you're getting, nice smooth Zytel handle, very, very well made, tip up, tip down, left, right pocket clip, and on top of that, a full flat ground blade. Again, it is AUSA, not the best blade steel, but definitely not the worst. For the intended use that I think Ontario and Rat 1 were going for on this one, for it basically to be a camp folder. You know, something you carry around in your pocket when you're working around the campsite doing regular camp stuff. AUSA, not the best at edge retention, but the upside is very, very simple to sharpen. So that if you're going to be out there using this thing, you're going to be able to touch up the blade with your basic field sharpener without any issue. Again, right around 30 to 35 bucks. The options they give you as a consumer, if nothing else, with the color schemes, you know, black, OD green, desert tan, black finish, satin finish, that's great. That's a really great low cost package. I can definitely give this one my recommendation. If you're looking for a moderate to hard use, outdoorsy kind of camping folder, great stuff. Not really recommended for basic EDC, at least not in my opinion. It is a 3.5-inch blade, and you know, I get it, it's a bigger knife, it's going to be a little bit heftier, but 5 ounces is a little bit excessive, at least for me, to carry around just doing my normal urban EDC type chores. This is a bit of overkill for me. But again, if you're doing the outdoorsy thing, this is definitely a low cost option you should consider. Again, I want to thank everyone so much for their time, taking the time to watch this review. I hope you have found it informative and entertaining. For all the best gear, knives, you name it, go ahead and check out www.whitemountainKnives.com. Enter discount code MJF to get 10% off your order, and it is free shipping inside the United States. Again, thanks so much for watching, and as always, guys, stay fit, stay strong, stay supreme. Take care, and I'll see you next time.